already know what it is. It's your homegirl, Lottie Dottie. I'm in the building hanging out with Retro, and he ain't never lied.
Reset and refocus as many times as you need. You are your own greatest project. Always remember that. Don't give up, because every step forward is progress. Growth takes time, but every small effort shapes the bigger picture. Keep moving, because your future self is counting on you.
Including Lottie Dottie, it's your boy Retro. Honored to be standing right here with the one and only Pop-Off in the building. And if you don't know how she got that name, don't find out the hard way. That's all I got to say. That's all I'm saying.
I've matured.
Okay. That's a different time. Okay. But Pop-Off hit me up the other day and says, hey, man, I'm going to knock out Georgia Four Corners. So we have her patch right here. Bada boom, bada bang. Hashtag who got next. Pop-Off, we want to say thank you for taking time out of your day to knock that out for us.
For sure.
And
thank
that's
you.
your patch right there.
I appreciate you.
She's officially been patched. You got anything you want to say about the ride?
Honestly, it was a great ride. Pressured did an awesome job of mapping everything out.
Yeah.
Her husband and one of the other bros came down and they escorted us the whole way. So it was like extremely peaceful, relaxing. We got our speeds up, but that's for off the camera talk.
Yeah.
But we enjoyed all 4 corners. We had a good ride. Ultimately, I'm glad she stretched it out over 2 days and we didn't have to rush it. So we actually got to enjoy it. And I feel like when I do the rest of them, I want to do it the same way. Actually, be able to enjoy the journey and where we're going.
And that's what's up, because you can literally make it as you want to suit you. So ladies and gentlemen, we have here with us the studs and stilettos, not studs and stilettos, but studs and stilettos.
That's a different show.
That's a different show.
That could be wild.
that could be wild, But they came all the way down from Tennessee and to do the NC4 Corners. It's been a pleasure even preparing for the ride, talking with them, and an even greater pleasure to have the privilege to ride with them. For this portion of the trip, we caught them in Statesville and rode them up to the last corner, which is here in Sparta, as you can see in the background. Sparta Town Hall. Yes, indeed. We made it. So any highlights, anything that anybody wanted to talk about as far as the highlight for the trip for everybody maybe?
The beach.
The lunch at Oceanic.
Oh,
and
yeah, that was beautiful.
Outside
That was nice.
Saints and Aints, everybody, including Lottie Dottie, you already know what it is. We are in the building with the one and only Mr. Who?
Blue Shadow.
And who we got?
Karma.
Karma in the building. You already know what it is. We're sitting here sharing biker stories and experiences, but specifically the Mission 448 North Carolina Four Corners. Bada boom, bada bang. You see it right here. So Karma, we are honored and happy to present you with yours. And Mr. Shadow, there you have it.
Say, man, you know what it is, man. Special guest in the building. Much love and respect to my man Retro stopping through, y'all. Y'all know what to do.
Big Cell. You still.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Including Lottie Dottie. You already know what it is. It's your boy Retro with you on today. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. You already know, man. We're here. We want to talk about, as you can see in the background, Mission 448. Have you heard about Mission 448? It is a movement. We've been enjoying ourselves doing it. Shout out to all of those who have already signed up and registered and have already done the ride. Spoke with a crew out of, matter of fact, it was some of those Eagle Boys, those Rare Breed dudes out of Fayetteville, and they completed this past weekend. But we're going to be talking tonight with the one and only Mr. OnePipe and Kim, aka the Saint. Perhaps I guess. I tell you, we're geared up for a great show tonight, guys. Make sure you stay tuned. Press the share button. Let your friends know the Retro Philosophy Show is on live and live in color. If you are looking for a ride to do this weekend for Mother's Day with your wife or whoever, consider Mission 448. We have, let me tell you, we're collecting the four corners of the lower 48 states and even more. We have added some other rides to Mission 448. It all started with North Carolina. We set out to do the four corners of North Carolina for Kingdom Alignment Motorcycle Ministry. It was a accomplished ride. We did the ride and everybody would get the patch, and we continue to keep moving forward with South Carolina, Florida, so on and so forth. And we said, why stop? Let's just go ahead and get all of the lower 48 states. And so as a result, Mission 448 was birthed. I do want to share with you, and I will share with you at a later date. I guess I'll let the cat out the bag. I think I already talked about it a little bit before. We are gearing up. We're going to be adding some special features to the movement. And that is we're going to be doing scholarships. Yeah, let's make some noise right there. So as this thing grows, we will be offering scholarships to some lucky riders or some lucky will-be riders. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. And there's some other things that we plan on doing. But Rome wasn't built in a day, so you got to start somewhere. So ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie, without any further ado, let's bring the special guest into the building. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for the one and only OnePipe, and we also have Kim. Welcome to the Retro Philosophy Show. How you guys doing today?
Great. How are you?
Oh man, I'm doing good. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I guess we'll go ladies first. Jimmy, is that okay with you?
Yep.
Okay, good. So Kim, if you would just go ahead and introduce yourself to the listening audience, let them know who you are and where you hail from.
My name is Kim, and I'm from New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Born and bred, or just ended up in New Jersey?
Nope, born and bred.
Born and bred, so you're
I'm
a real
Jersey girl through and
girl.
through.
All right. What part of Jersey? What part of Jersey is the best part of Jersey?
Well, I grew up in Middlesex County, and I live in Monmouth County. We're right next to each other, so the non-existent Central Jersey.
Okay. All right, Jimmy, how about yourself, sir? You want to introduce yourself? Let everybody know who you are.
Jimmy Miller. I go by my road name's OnePipe. I got it from my a friend of mine a whole bunch of years ago. We were on a trip, and she was behind me. All of us, we all had Harleys. I was the only one that had one exhaust pipe, so she kept calling me Jimmy OnePipe from there. So that's where that name came from.
It's amazing how nicknames start and how they stick, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely amazing.
I'm born and bred in New Jersey.
Okay.
The best place, probably the best place is where I grew up in.
Absolutely.
South Jersey, little town called Pemberton, just outside of the military base, Fort Dixon McGuire.
Okay, cool.
A lot of country life down there.
Nice.
I don't live down there anymore. I live up here in Middletown. We're probably across the Raritan Bay, probably 22 miles from Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
So now I live up here, and it's much more chaotic up here. Not really city life, but not what I grew up in.
Yeah. So Jimmy, who do you ride with? You ride with a group or anything?
Yeah, I belong to a Fourth Watch Motorcycle Club.
Okay.
It's a public safety club. We'd have firemen, military, cops, nurses, anybody that's in a public safety lifestyle. Okay. Nice. How long you been riding? I've been riding currently this seating 10 years. I had a bike. I had a Honda Shadow in like 990 something, 2000 something. I don't remember. Yeah. And my son was just a little baby when I got it, and I had to let it go because I was a great dirt bike rider, but I was an inexperienced road rider, and I was probably okay to be a parent, but an irresponsible parent. I didn't need to get killed. Right. Kind of want to be there for the kids, Right. So I bought at encouragement of my wife to buy I think it was a 14 Honda Shadow. We were both going to use it, and it was really too small for us. And then I went to Harley for my road glide, and we spent all day there on a Saturday with her legitimately forcing me to buy the bike, and I just couldn't swing the payment in my head. And she's like, just work a Saturday. So I rode the Shadow on a Sunday in the wintertime. I go to this event, And I'm sitting there, and I was like, I'm gonna go buy that bike. Like she told me to buy it yesterday. This should be good for 24 hours. I rode down there, traded the Shadow in, and bought that Road Glide.
Nice, nice. And been riding it ever since.
Yep.
Nice, nice, nice. Kim, how did your riding start?
I mean, I grew up with my dad and my uncles riding.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to ride my own, but I never really did anything about it. During COVID, my husband always rode, and then he had like quite a few years that he didn't ride.
Mm-hmm.
During COVID, we bought a Dynaglide, and we're big people. That bike did not last very long with both of us on it.
Yeah.
And he just called me up one day, and he's like, "I need you to come to the dealership," and he bought me a Softail Slim.
Okay, okay.
And it sat in my dad's garage. It sat in my dad's garage for a year before I took a class to learn how to ride. So I'm only starting my 4th year of riding.
Okay, well, good for you.
So fairly new, but I've done a lot.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of places. I've been to Myrtle twice. I've ridden down to Myrtle, ridden home from Myrtle, North Carolina, down to Tennessee. I like long distance riding. I like being on my bike.
Now, when you took the rider's course, what did that do for you? Did it help you? And if so, how?
I guess it just taught me the basics.
Okay.
The day before I took my class, I made my husband go get my bike from my dad's garage so I can ride it around a parking lot.
Okay.
And I wouldn't pick my feet up. So he went and he made me ride my kid's bicycle around the parking lot. I got off of it after 3 minutes, jumped on my bike, and that was it. Picked my feet up, and I was the only one in my class, only woman in my class, and the only person who actually already owned a bike.
Okay, okay, okay. And so you got out there, made it do what it do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, all right.
Yeah,
so
and I think within the first year, I was riding down to North Carolina on my bike, on my Slim.
Okay, okay, okay. So to date, what's been your most memorable ride and why?
I want to say going and doing the roads in Tennessee, doing the Snake, the Devil's Triangle, the Tail of the Dragon, the Charahola Skyway. Like, those are beautiful roads.
They really are.
And challenging. And I found myself giggling during like the Snake and the switchbacks and the pigtails. Like, I was nervous, so I would giggle and the guys would laugh at me because we were all on the cardos, and I would just be giggling the whole time. And like, I had such a good time.
Nice, nice.
Like, loved every second of it.
OnePipe, what about you, brother, man? What's been your most memorable ride to date?
Man, that's a hard one, Retro.
Yeah.
Like, I've been on a lot of rides. Like I just made 100,000 miles yesterday. So my bike's a 2017. I bought it in 18. I probably didn't start doing long distance stuff until 22. So the last 4 years I've done the heavy hauling. I've been in 34 states. I have 18 or 19 at least saddle sores, SS 1000s. There's a couple
nice.
1500s in there. Man, I don't know. There's been a lot. I've had a really good time.
Okay, let me ask you this way. All those miles you put on your scoop, brother, what makes you keep on going after more miles? What is it about it that, that makes you keep on wanting to get out there and ride?
Well, that's another tough one. It helps. It helps. Helps for my soul. Helps for my mind.
Okay.
I have a ton of useless trivia. So when we went to the Ride to Eat in October, I left New Jersey, rode to Arkansas, 1,000 miles, whatever it was, with no radio. Like, I didn't listen to anything except for conversations with myself and the big guy upstairs.
Right.
And I just needed to talk to God and talk to myself. And I did for 18 hours to get to Arkansas.
Yeah, I think that's where we met up, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's what's up, man.
So, I can't tell you. Like, there's so many good rides. like you just run into stuff on the road when you're riding. Like there's just stuff that happens. It's like stuff in the wild. So it's so hard to describe. And anybody that spent time in the seat knows what I'm talking about. Like the stuff that just happens.
Yeah.
Like I met you by doing a long distance ride, just being in the right place at the right time to meet you.
Right place at the right
learn
time.
Your story, learn your Mission 448, and been trying to sell that to anybody that's, I don't want to say stupid enough to like, hey, you want to go for a ride?
Yeah.
Like I can ride 20 miles or I can ride 1,200 miles. It doesn't matter.
Right.
So is anybody interested in going with me?
Yeah.
Kim's like, I'll go.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's wonderful, man. Kim, how about you? You want to join in on that question? You have any commentary?
I don't know. Like, my husband doesn't like the long distance. He wants a destination. He wants to know we're going to this restaurant. We should be there around this time and we're going to eat.
Right. Yeah.
I don't care where my destination is. I just like being on my bike.
Yeah.
Like I cruising the back roads at 30 miles per hour or flying up the parkway at 85, 90 doesn't matter to me. I enjoy it.
Nice. Now, who's better riders? Is that the men or the women?
So,
I'm just trying to start some trouble here.
You are, but I was watching Kim.
Yeah.
I was watching Kim yesterday in the mirror, and like some of the roads we went on, because I pick and choose. I pre-mapped where we were gonna go, but I watched her in the mirror and I was taking her pictures, and like she was like handling the current corners like a pro. Like I was, pretty impressed. Like, and I don't know. I know Kim's a good rider and all, but like, you could be a good straight line rider, and you could be a shitty cornering rider.
Correct.
And she was grabbing corners, going into them in the right place, coming out of them in the right place. And not that I'm a professional rider, but I still have 100,000 miles on my ass.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That definitely counts for something.
Right. I'm not talking from the seat at 8,000 miles. I got a lot in there.
Absolutely.
And I know a lot of long distance heavy hitter riders that have the same thing like that. Like I learn a lot from these people that have these long distance stuff.
So we have the New Jersey folks on tonight. Okay, guys. Shout out to New Jersey in the building. And so Jimmy and I, we did meet in Arkansas, and I shared with him our vision and our mission and everything. And so he says, hey, man, I'm going to do it. And so he reached out to me, registered for the ride. By the way, if you haven't registered yet, you can do so by going to our Facebook group, or you can inbox me and I'll send you the link. But anyway, so tell me a little bit, Jimmy, about the New Jersey Four Corners as it relates to the experience that you and Kim and the others had, and also the way you routed it.
I think it was a great experience. It's May. We did it yesterday, May 3rd. It should be warm. It was rather cold. It was when we had our start location. It's going to be a 12-hour ride. The way I'm going to route this is going to be a 12-hour ride because I want to. Kim and her husband and some others have shown interest in a Mile Monster ride I'm going to do in June, which is going to be somewhere in the neck of 27 to 3,000 miles in 76 hours. So before we get involved in that, let's do the Four Corner ride. So if there's an issue where something like you can't do this or this is not for you, we're in New Jersey. You can ride home in 2 or 3 hours. Where we're not in, Texas, where it's going to take you a minute to get home. So I wanted them to see it's going to be both, and a lot of my rides are that, both highway and backcountry roads out in the middle of nowhere, because you can cover a lot of ground. You can sit in a lot of traffic on a highway, and you can cover a lot of ground on country roads nobody uses. And I just like the scenery. Like with my job, I'm on the highway a lot. I don't like being on the highway. I want to go nice leisure ride. We might do 80 miles an hour on a back road, but it's not the highway and all the cars trying to kill you on a highway.
Nice.
So my route I picked, I did this before. I didn't do the four corners of it, but I did relatively close. Stupid stuff. February 29th, I don't work that day
Mm-hmm.
because that's a extra day. Like, why am I going to give it to the man? So I did the last February 29th, I did the inside circumference of New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically did the same route yesterday as I did that February ride. Miles was a little bit different. I forget what the mileage was, but it was a little bit different. But when we came to the point that we're going to do the four corners, I said, well, we'll do the same route. That way we can do the inside circumference of the state as tight as I can get it without, So when we were at High Point, that's the highest point in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
When we got to the other side of it and went down, the last road you can make a left on, you're a mile from the state line in New York. And then there was points that we were on the Delaware River, like it's the Delaware River and it's Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple points, if you were tired or I wasn't on point and you weren't paying attention, you could just be in Pennsylvania in a second. You could be in New York because poof, you make a wrong turn and then you're screwed. But once we got down, Pennsville, it was great because it's all water. You can't make a wrong turn down there. And it's not like the IBA ride, the Iron Butt. You can do Iron Butt in New Jersey. It's a 2 laps around, but you got to hit certain points, and you got to go into the middle of the state to Great Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Where the 448, you just pick and choose how you want to do it. If you want to run up and down the turnpike and split off and grab the upper 2 corners and the lower 2 corners, you can do that. But just not my style to do it that way.
You mentioned something that is really spot on, and when we created this, it was something that we did for the motorcycle ministry that I ride with. Some of the team members, I didn't expect them to get out and ride, 1,000 miles in 24 hours. I didn't expect for them to ride coast to coast, because we have riders from, all different kind of spectrums, if you will, right?
Yep.
And so I figured that this would be something, number one, like you said, it's within our state, and it would give them a sense of accomplishment, but what it ended up being was I told them, I said, look, if you can do this, you can ride anywhere. So we had a young lady who came along with us when we did the initial ride because she was gearing up to do a cross-country trip. So she felt that this here would be a good chance for her to see what she had, kind of get back in the swing of things. And so anyway, enough about me. Let's jump on to Kim for a quick moment. Being from New Jersey, being a Jersey girl, doing the 4 corners of New Jersey, did it take you to parts of New Jersey that you hadn't been to before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never even been. I mean, I grew up on the Jersey Shore. My family's had a house on the water my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been to Cape May.
Yeah.
I had never been to Cape May.
Yeah.
So, and then Jimmy's an amazing road captain because he takes you on roads that are just beautiful.
Yeah.
You live in New Jersey and you don't think of country farms, but we have a lot. We're the Garden State. We have a lot of open land.
Yeah.
A lot of farmland. And we passed some beautiful farms and some beautiful scenery yesterday. So following behind him, I'll do that any day of the week.
Nice. So, Jimmy, you mentioned you're on the road all day at work. A truck driver, I take it?
No, I fix fire trucks.
Oh, you fix fire trucks. Okay. Sorry for assuming. So that kind of explains the shot that you took. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Bada boom, bada bang. Okay, so Jimmy, you mentioned you had the liberty to, map it out how you saw fit. And that's another thing that we wanted to promote here at Mission 448. Instead of just zooming through to, knock out your 1,000 miles, slow down and, you can take back roads, you can take interstate, you can mix it up, and you can kind of stop and smell the roses. We've all done iron butts and I enjoyed it. And I'm sure those who are doing it enjoyed as well. But I guess what I'm trying to say is there are other types of ways that we can ride. And so talk to me a little bit about, you and the firehouse shot.
So because of your process, you could pick pick and choose. I wasn't sure on how you said you were busy, so I wasn't sure how you were going to watch the routing of our trackers. So I want to when I figured out when you told me what the towns were, then I went in through Google and see if I could find, because I'm in the fire service, let me find the fire department. Like something easy versus the police department or the post office. Like everybody goes to the post office. So if any of the towns I could find the fire department had a name on it, I could use that as the point of, okay, we're physically in this town because that's the fire department for it. Pennsville tripped me up a little bit. I didn't know Pennsville had their own fire department. When we got into Pennsville, it said Township of Pennsville, which the Township of Pennsville, and I didn't know this, I mean, I've lived here all my life, but the Township of Pennsville also has the Deepwater Fire Company. So that was where we took the picture of the sign. Right after that was the Deepwater Fire Company. It didn't say Pennsville on it, so I wasn't sure on if this is going to be good because of the name. Right. So that's why we turned around, went back, and took a picture of that sign.
Nice.
Township of Pennsville. But just up the road another mile or so was the actually Pennsville Firehouse.
Nice.
So in Cape May, Cape May has a firehouse too, but the firehouse isn't like at the southern eastmost point, and I wanted to get to the most point of the Four Corners. Like I just wanted to put you can get to the corner of Manhattan and be, this corner, but it's still 50 miles across of it. So I want to get to like the farthest point from each location.
Nice.
And just because of the fire service, and then the fire service has been in my blood and in my life all my life, I pick firehouses.
Good deal. We had a gentleman out of Virginia, Digger. Yep, Crazy Digger. He's a cool guy. He did the Four Corners of Virginia, California, Florida. He did a few, but he too was a fireman. So he chose firehouses to be his points of of proof of being in those towns. So good deal, man. Good deal. Kim, how about yourself? You were just along for the ride, enjoying yourself?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think that this has gotten you ready to do the, what is it, Jimmy, the Mile Monster?
Mile Monster?
Yeah.
So Mile Monster, the Father's Day weekend in June, if you're around Mile Monsters and long distance guys and, Riot came up with, I don't know if Riot actually came up with it, but the Mile Monsters community came up with the celebration of the country's 250th anniversary. So Father's Day weekend in June, we had 76 hours to ride 250 miles. And when one of the, I call them Monday night meetings, it's they just go on live on Facebook, and then we go through like different things. So one of them, I'm half watching it and I'm doing something else. And one of them's like, you got 76 hours to ride 250 miles. So I was like, oh, that's pretty easy. I can do that. I'll just run up and ride. It's like, I need somebody to go to New England. Yeah. So I don't care. I'll ride in the city. That doesn't bother me. And the traffic doesn't bother me, because if it's too much, I just go a different way. So I was like, I'll do this. I'll sign up. So I sign up for 11 states. So, I can just bang out a couple miles. So my wife's like, no, I think you read that wrong. I think you misunderstood it. So I was like, so I went back and it's 250 miles per state. I did 11 states. So that's like 2,800 miles.
Yeah.
So, I'm on the hook for that. Like I got to do it. Like, it's nothing you can back at it.
Yeah.
So I want to do, I'm going to leave in the middle of the night because it's New England. I'm leaving on Friday, 1 o'clock in the morning, I think, and going to go north into New England. I want to do the Four Corners of Rhode Island. So Rhode Island is too small. There's no 250 miles in there. You have to go around it 2 times, a time and a half to get 250.
Yeah.
So I'm going to we are going to go through Connecticut on the southern half. We're going to do a counterclockwise in Rhode Island. I got all this pretty much mapped out. And then once we get the 250 in the Four Corners in Rhode Island, then we're going to go back into Connecticut, into Massachusetts, back across towards the ocean. And then, so that's like Friday. It's going to be like pretty close to 1,000 miles, I think, depending on traffic. And then Saturday will be 1,000-mile day, definitely. That'll be New York and Pennsylvania.
What is that date you're going to be launching out again, you said?
What's that?
What was the date you said you were going to be launching out for that?
June 19th.
June 19th. Okay.
19th, 20th, and 21st. They're Friday,
Nice.
Saturday, and Sunday.
Nice.
And then I'm going to do the Four Corners of Delaware on Sunday on the way back. Again,
Nice.
another state that doesn't have 250 miles in it.
True indeed.
It does, but it's really hard to do it.
Yeah.
So we're going to ride around in circles if we have to.
Got me going in circles, the songwriter said. Hey, Kim, was there anything difficult about the Four Corners of New Jersey, riding the Four Corners of New Jersey?
I mean, it was a little cold in the morning. At one of our stops, I put some hand warmers in my boots and I was fine after that. But no, I enjoyed it. My husband did not. He didn't finish it with us, but I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I had like my meat stick. I had my tank bag. I had a cut up apple in it. I had meat sticks. I had a protein bar, and I just ate while we rode.
Yeah.
Shove a little something in my mouth here and there. I had my coffee in the morning, my water in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I needed a sip. I took a sip. Jimmy's like, "You want to stop and eat?" I'm like, I don't need to. If you want
Right.
to, I will, but I don't need to.
Yeah.
He was eating his protein pancakes every time we stopped.
Protein pancakes.
Homemade.
Okay. Nice.
My wife's a saint. She makes all kinds of homemade stuff.
Okay, good deal. So Kim, the trick to staying up is just snacking while you ride, or what is is that it?
I mean, it worked for me. I mean, I was up at 3:00 in the morning. We left at 4:30. I wasn't tired while we were riding. Even on the parkway coming home, I was just in a zone, just riding, enjoying myself.
Okay, so you guys rode. I think you said Jimmy was it 12 or was it 18 hours? You guys took to do it.
We did. I didn't know how long it was going to take. We did it in 12 ish.
And you guys rode it straight through, right?
Yeah, one shot.
Yeah, one shot. That's what's up. So you have any tricks or tips for anybody that might be listening and watching, that's out there riding from time to time, how to stay awake and stay alert? Any safety tips or anything?
Staying awake. So you have to figure out your bewitching hour. You need to figure out when. So you can be tired and be functional, but you can't be sleepy and be functional. So if you're sleepy, you're going to fall asleep. My bewitching hour is 4 o'clock in the morning or so, roughly. Yeah. So if I leave at 1 o'clock in the morning, I get through my bewitching hour and it's fine. But if I leave at 5:30 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're getting close to 4 o'clock in the morning tomorrow morning, I'm going to sleep while we're moving. Like I've always joked about this. I've never fallen asleep driving, but I've woke up a few times, So you don't admit to falling asleep, and you don't know you're falling asleep. But when you run off the side of the road, you grab the rumble strips, or it jars you. Well, yeah, you were sleeping.
Yeah.
In the car, it's not so bad, but on a bike, I see. It's too late when I see this, but I see full-size, lifelike, furry animals on the side of the road. It is too late. That's it. I had to stop. The first animal I see on the side of the road, it's an elephant, but it's a stuffed animal, but it's full-size. I have to stop. I got to pull over. Yeah. Sleep here on the ground, get a motel, whatever. I need to go to sleep.
Okay.
So protein, a lot of protein, good protein, if you keep that into your system and keep yourself hydrated, I think that keeps your mind from going to sleep. Keep yourself active. If anybody's ever followed or heard of Chris Hopper, he did 100,000 miles in 100 days in 2021. He said he would do stuff just to keep his mind occupied, blow the horn, put his turn signals on. Some people look at the controllers when they blow the horn or when they put the turn signal on. So he was doing functionality stuff, not looking at the controllers, adjusting the radio, paying attention ahead and doing something to keep his mind not asleep.
Okay.
If you have the opportunity to buy his book, you can get it on Amazon. He's got a lot of tips and taps for long distance stuff.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Kim, riding with such an experienced rider, what have you picked up? Matter of fact, how do you guys know each other? You guys want to share that?
I met Kim through our local hog dealership, Jersey Shore Hog. I met Joe and Kim there, both of them. They were just like other people in the Hog Association that, I don't know. We like, you talk to people, but you don't really hang out with them. And then, like, life moves on and life happens, and then somehow we became like really good friends, and that's where we are today.
Yeah. So Kim, has he been a great mentor in terms of riding and things of that nature? Picked up a few tips and tricks?
I mean, Jimmy's a wealth of knowledge, especially when it comes to, he's big on safety, like having your shit with you, have your plug kit with you, have your tire pressure thing with you, make sure you check your stuff before you leave, check your tire pressure, and he's big on safety. It makes you think, oh shit, I need to do this stuff, because if I don't and something happens, I have nobody to blame but myself. So, and he's an inspiration with the amount of long distance riding and how he just jumped on his bike and he's like, hey, I think I'm going to go to Texas today. And he gets on his bike and he goes to Texas. He just rides down to Texas. It's like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can, but I want to try.
Right.
So,
yeah.
You can.
I like that.
I mean,
answer,
I got my 507 in less than 13 hours yesterday, so I get a little prop certificate for that.
Nice.
So I was on a mission to get that done. Two of his club brothers met up with us on the Parkway, and he's pointing to the rest area stops, telling me I'm going in there, and I'm like, I'm going. I got a mission. I got to be back at Quick Check in Cliffwood and get my gas with my receipt with my time on it, so that way I can get my credit for my miles for the day.
Right.
And it was like a sense of accomplishment. I mean, I came home, I talked to my husband, I ate, I took a shower, I went to bed. I felt great.
Nice.
Nothing really bothered. The only thing that bothered me was my ears were ringing. And I forgot that I have those ear things that are supposed to block a lot of that wind noise that you get. And I forget to put them in. I still haven't tried them out.
So, Jimmy,
but I was glad to do this yesterday, because we're riding out to Sturgis this summer, and I was a little nervous.
You're riding out to Sturgis?
Being able to do it.
Okay, nice. So this boosted your confidence and gave you a little bit more assurance. That's good, man. Let's make some noise right there.
100%.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you let me know that, because, again, that gives us a great sense of accomplishment ourselves, knowing that people can, ride this ride and get themselves ready for those bigger rides. Jimmy, how did you get this way? You're so, conscious about safety and things of that nature. What groomed you and molded you to be that kind of a person and rider?
I would say the fire service. I mean, before I moved up here to Middletown in Pemberton, I was a volunteer fireman. So I was that actively for 20 years. So just the fire service and life safety, just that whole dynamic of life safety, and then having always having the stuff on you in case something happens. Like a fireman has equipment in their pockets. I think it's the Marines and the fire service took the motto, but to adapt and overcome. So you want to adapt to whatever situation you're dealing with, and you want to overcome it. And if you're in a military situation, I was never in the service, so I don't know. I'm just taking a relatively guess at this. But if you're in a military situation, you're in a fire service situation where you're pretty much by yourself doing this yourself. You need to adapt and overcome to get through whatever you're going through. So if you're on a bike by yourself, there's a lot of stuff out there in the wild. So you got to take care of yourself. You need to, can you stay on the side of the road in the hopes that somebody's going to pull over and help you with a flat tire, or do you carry a plug kit and plug your own tire? Like practice on a dummy tire before you leave, so you know how this thing works. And you get a flat tire, you can't ride a bike with a flat tire, so you need to practice some of this stuff. Carrying I never thought about it. Riot had on one of his podcasts said he carries a tourniquet, and he uses a tourniquet with his dummy arm, his non-dominant arm, to put a tourniquet on his arm, on his leg, and have it in a position where you can use it right now. Because if you crash, stuff happens. People come off their bike all the time, and now you have, you're going to bleed to death. So you can at least have a fighting chance of trying to get a tourniquet around something. So maybe you don't bleed to death. Chris Hopper said, put reflective tape on the bottom of your bike, on the bottom of your saddlebags, on the bottom of your tour pack. Because if you're on the ground in the middle of the night, like, it's going to be dark some point. At least the reflector sees your bike. Black bike, black frames, black tires in the middle of the night. You're not going to see the bike. So, like, a lot of that stuff that, well, I never thought of that, but that's a really good idea, though.
It really is. It really is. And so, was that something that you picked up from his book as well?
I don't remember if that was in his book or if he said that on like something we were talking about.
Right. I'm gonna definitely have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just different things, and there's a ton of big riders, long distance riders, just what you have going on, what you do, and the ride to eat. Like, there's some big guys and they're big, heavy.
Some big names. Yeah. Absolutely. Looks like he might have froze a little bit there on us. Are you still with us, Kim? Ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie. We have with us on tonight Kim and Jimmy, a.k.a. OnePipe, both out of the New Jersey area. And looks like we had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but we're going to get them right back in here. There we go.
There we go.
How you guys doing? We got you back. Good deal.
With what you do with the with the ride to eat, there's a lot of big riders that go to that. Like so much stuff to learn from other riders, and like I've never run into a rider that was nasty, a jerk off. Like, they were all welcomely, always like, hey, maybe do it this way, not like condescending, like trying to make sure you're doing the best thing. So maybe they've been in a position where they've been stuck on the road, and like, I just share that wealth. I'm not going to hold it to me, and then I have a conscience, and something happens to Kim or something happens to you on the road. Like, I want you to have the best equipment you can bring with you.
Absolutely. Jimmy, we really appreciate you, man, for sharing what you shared on tonight and everything. We want to thank you for, as well as Kim, for participating in the Mission 448. And again, man, I'm just really grateful for you guys. Look forward to getting handlebar to handlebar sometime soon. And any final remarks or anything else you want to share with us before we go?
No, I appreciate. I guess God putting us together, and then, meeting you, like, at the Ride to Eat. How many riders were there in October? 500?
Yeah,
I just happened to stumble upon you.
Yeah.
Meet you, and then listen to your story, and, I'm going to do this. I'm going to support this, and I'm going to do this.
Nice. Well, we got some shiny patches for both of you guys. We'll get those in the mail. I'll be up that way later on in July, but I like to get those to you before then. So what we'll do is we'll get those in the mail for you. It'll come with a nice little certificate and everything, because you will receive a certificate of completion and a really cool. I think it's pretty cool. Little patch. And so. Anything you want to say to us in terms of, what we may be able to do to improve on the journey or the mission or anything like that? Any advice? We'll certainly take it.
I don't know. I don't know of anything.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Cool.
Let me know about the...
Get out and ride.
get out and ride. Sell the scholarship thing. I'm digging that. I like that idea.
Yeah. So what we're going to do with the scholarship is what we're going to do is we're going to begin offering scholarships. We still have to figure out how we're going to choose the candidates, but it will be a scholarship for a motorcycle safety course. I found out that lots of people have been riding for lots of years with the same bad habits. So what we want to do is we're going to go ahead and begin offering motorcycle safety scholarships, and I'm sure once we get going, we will not stop at just a basic rider course, but we'll be able to include the advanced rider course, or maybe give the candidate the choice to choose from the basic rider course or the advanced rider course. And I figure this is something that we can do. It doesn't have to be regionally based, because you got motorcycle safety courses throughout the country. And so this is what we're going to be doing. So proceeds of the registration will go back to the community in that regards. It took us a while. We knew we wanted to do something to give back, and we didn't want to just jump on the bandwagon. And we wanted to kind of come up with an idea that would be, what's the word I'm looking for? Unique to who we are. And so I believe that is a good way to go. So that's what we'll be doing. So we'll keep you posted on that, and hopefully things will grow and we'll be able to do even more than that. But that's where we're going to start. I guess we got to start somewhere, right?
Awesome.
That's right.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, again, we appreciate you guys, man. You have any questions for me or anything before we go?
No, I don't think so. I do. No. When's your coast to coast trip?
Oh, good question. So we are going to be launching out to do that in the end of August. I was making some calls today, some contacts, because I'm 50 and I'm going to do it on a 50-year-old motorcycle riding Route 50 end to end. So right now the motorcycle of choice is a Goldwing. I've got to get a carb job done on it and some other things to make sure it's ready to go that route. Now that is also around the same time of the Three Flag Classic. So I would really like to finish up my ride in time to drop down to Mexico for the Three Flag Classic. So, but yeah, it's going to be the end of August. I'm still trying to see if I can choreograph everything so that I could possibly do it, finish my ride, and then get down to the Three Flag Classic. But the thing is, I want to give myself ample time, especially with an old bike like that, so that way I'm not, stressing it out too bad.
Mm-hmm. So keep me in mind when you get a set date when you're going to kick it off, and I'll see if I can August I'm going. We got club stuff. We're going to Tennessee in August. But you let me know when you think you're going to do it. Maybe I'll
let you know.
If you start in Maryland, I'll run down and kick you off.
Sounds good. And we do have a QR code for those who may be interested in doing things like that, where they can pick us up. We'll be sharing our tracker with those who are interested. That way they can catch us along the way, because we're going through, I think it's like 13 states to get from Maryland to Sacramento. So once we get a date zeroed in, I'll be forthcoming with that date and share it with you and those who may be interested. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
All right, Kim. Appreciate you, girl. Keep on riding, girl.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Jimmy, keep doing what you're doing, brother.
It was a pleasure.
Likewise, okay.
Too. Thank you.
So we've got your addresses, of course. Stop, Max. I'm almost done, buddy. We got your addresses, and so we'll get you guys your certificate as well as your patches in the mail. Okay.
Okay, great.
Thank you
All right.
so much.
God bless you. You guys have a good night.
You too.
You as well.
Right. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie, there you have it. The one and only OnePipe in the building, and Kim, lovely people, and really great to have met Jimmy, and looking forward to meeting Kim. So now I've got another part of New Jersey that I can go and visit, because usually every time I go up 95, I got to stop in the city and see my boys up there, Nelson and his beautiful wife. And so now I got some new friends to stop by and check on. So, ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie, that's it, man. Make sure you register for Mission 448 in your neck of the woods. It's your boy Retro, man. I'm out of here. Y'all be good, and hey, get out there and ride your bike. Ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie. It's your boy Retro. Let you know that registration for Mission 448 is open. You can register today and ride the four corners of your state or multiple states. Who's going to be the first to collect the four corners of each of the lower 48 states? Hashtag Who's Got Next. Register today and ride the four corners of your state.